Posting on YouTube every day is like a free mini camp for communication. Stick around and I'll show you what I mean. All right, when I started a YouTube channel back in January, I did it just to share some ideas and learn about video in general. I thought I'd learn about video editing, and I did. I thought I'd learn about lighting. I thought I'd learn about cameras, and I did. But there were some unintended lessons that I also gained from the experience, and I'm gonna share them with you today. Because hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be inspired to start your own YouTube channel, even if you keep it private to yourself. I'm gonna show you how it's helped me and how it hopefully can help you. So number one, the lesson that I learned to start with is how to explain complex information into an easy to understand message. You know, video is a luxury. You know, it wasn't terribly long ago when it was hard to come across good video equipment. The luxury of where we are with technology makes this easy to use. And you don't have to have like a whole video team to make YouTube videos. You just have to have your phone and a microphone. Maybe not even a microphone. You could just use your phone. So what you get to do, or what you get to experience by making YouTube videos, is taking something complex and just explaining it to an audience. And you'll get feedback. You'll get comments like, hey, that doesn't make sense, so that you can kind of self-evaluate and find out if you're doing a good job of explaining this complex information. And this is a great way to learn how to do that, how to present information. If you need help with interviewing or leading a presentation, record yourself doing it. You're gonna see a lot of characteristics in yourself that you may not have seen before. And that leads me to the second key lesson, and that is finding your voice. I did not know how many quirks I had with my voice. I didn't know how many times I said honestly and how many times I said just different phrases. When I go back and edit my videos, I cringe a lot of times because I'm like, I gotta get out of the habit of saying that. I gotta get out of the habit of doing that. These are my characteristics. This is my voice. So if you wanna find out what your quirks and what your skills are in what your voice is in general, starting a YouTube channel is a great way to do that. And again, you don't have to share it with anybody. Make it private. Just have your own channel for yourself. And start a channel. Start recording videos. Watch back yourself, and you're gonna cringe. You're gonna hate hearing your own voice, because in your head, your voice sounds much different than it does on camera. But you are not gonna know what that voice sounds like if you don't watch it. So as bitter as it is, watch your videos that you record, watch them in full, take notes, and then compare them to like where you were a year ago and compare where you are now. Another lesson that I learned in creating YouTube videos is how knowledge and action are so far apart. You can read books, you can watch other people's videos, you can take classes, but until you sit down and do it yourself, you truly don't know what you're doing. And there's no better way to discover that than just diving in. I didn't realize that there's a little more that goes on with lighting. I'm still learning about lighting. I didn't realize that there's a lot that goes into sound. I didn't realize that what I do with my hands can really influence the way I talk and make me look a lot more natural. For example, holding the microphone for some reason feels a lot more natural than having it clipped on my lapel. I don't know what to do with my hands. So this is like just the little quirks that make me me. And it's something you won't discover about yourself until you start making videos. Another thing I've learned is how creating YouTube videos helps you express ideas. You'll start to discover when you're making videos, when you're writing a script, that you go through a process. And the way that process worked for me is I started out writing word for word what I wanted to say in my videos. In my head, it sounded great. But then when I went to record my videos, it wasn't practical. I would sound like I was reading. I was really tense. I was not natural whatsoever. And so it threw me off. Also, I would do like 30 takes of one sentence. Meaning I would record me saying one sentence and then I would delete it. And then I would go record it again and I would delete it because I screwed up one word. So that evolved into me just making full-on videos, recording myself doing an entire script, even when I messed up, and I would just edit them. It would be choppy, but I would just like cut out the parts where I messed up. And then I started to realize, like, as I was making these scripts, they weren't very practical and they weren't very good because it wasn't my natural voice. The voice that you write with and the voice that you speak with are two different voices. And that's what creating videos helps you discover, or it helped me at least. And so I would write this stuff down. I would go back and rehearse it. I would re-record myself saying it, and it just wasn't me. It wasn't natural. So that's when I came across some advice to start bulleting my ideas, and it seems to work a lot better. So like I will have a set of bullet points, and those are the things that I want to cover on the video. Now you'll still see some choppy edits where I cut things out, but it's much better and much more natural than, say, like when I try to script it all out. So just vocalizing your ideas, that's a big lesson that you'll gain from recording YouTube videos. And it doesn't have to be for YouTube. You don't even have to post it. Just record yourself stating an idea and then replay it to yourself. See what you think. And that's another thing, like, I was starting to realize is I would read books, be inspired by books, and I would really cling to the ideas in those books. And I would say, this would make a great video. But then when I went to record the video, it wasn't a great video, because content creation is a unique art. It's one that I'm still learning. And part of that is like, why would you watch a video of a book when you could read the book? Or better yet, like nowadays you can get a summary of the book through ChatGPT. The audience has to be your number one focus, and creating YouTube videos really forces you to value the audience as who you're trying to reach out to. That's why I would say, for the first few videos, record them to yourself, make them private, watch them, post them, learn how that whole thing works. But then after like 5 or 6 videos, put them out there. Even if they're choppy, even if they're bad, still put your video out there, because somebody is gonna stumble across it and you're gonna get some feedback. Or you may get 0 views like I did on a lot of my videos. And then you start to wonder, why did nobody watch this? And you start to see nobody watched it because it's not an interesting topic. And it was interesting to me because I read the book, but it's not interesting when I try to describe it to other people. So yeah, I mean, those are the main lessons I learned. Find your voice. The way you talk and the way you write are 2 different voices, and you're going to discover that when you start to record yourself on video. And then explaining complex information into easy to understand messages. Again, that's another lesson that you can really easily learn from just making a few videos of yourself. Digesting information and then making it interesting to an audience, another great lesson. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like a mini camp, or like a boot camp rather, on communication. So before you read another book or watch another video, pull out your phone, pull out your camera, record yourself trying to make a point, any point. Record yourself trying to teach yourself how to do something, and then rewatch it. If you were somebody that just stumbled across the video, would you understand what you're saying? Would you understand what you're saying works? So give it a try. I challenge you to create your own YouTube video, and do me a favor, drop a link of your video if you feel bold enough to do so in the comments. Good luck on your adventures. And You know, this has inspired me to record myself on video more. Thanks for watching today, and I hope your journey is great. Thank you.